Friends, Mr. Cool's back up. It says it's trying to reconnect. Don't not much know about tonight doing the podcast. And I want to ask everybody to forgive me because I've been working a lot and the change of weather being super hot and everything, it's been tough on me. And doing these podcasts, not in the best lighting right now, so I just need to tell everybody because in life today, it's tough. It's because it is either hot or it's cold. But what I'm talking about tonight is something that real stories of our lives that we go through. So pretty much we're going to talk about tonight, if it's disability, it's pretty much miscellaneous tonight because this is serious talk among everybody. And I want as many people to reach out tonight and hear this podcast about a movie that I've always thought of. Growing up in life, it was tough. It really was. Mr. Cools is going to tell his podcast, but growing up in life, it was tough. It was, as a little kid and you got older. But pretty much everybody's experienced a lot in life because being family is family. We gotta love each other no matter what we go through. Friends, boyfriend, girlfriend. We go through a lot in life. And I've had family members that I've lost, but they became, at the end of the life, they became friends with somebody. No matter what we go through in life, this is the story that I'm going to talk about tonight. Life is. You think about, let's talk about Talk Too Short. Life is too short. Life is unbearable. I don't know the rap song that well. It's been a while since I've listened to Too Short. But, it's about life is, pretty much. We want to talk about tonight. Life. Anybody's life we look upon. Yeah, see, Mr. Cool, the way I am right now, is just dark in the room that I'm in. I'm being serious. I'm not rich, and there's a lot of people out there that are going through financial issues in life. And there's a lot of people out there, but this is an important subject to talk about. Life. The word is actually spelled Life. And it's like life is the same thing as live right now, because you see me live. The podcast is not always perfect. When I've done YouTube videos, when I've done other stuff, a lot of people don't understand that, if you do a podcast or you do videos, people will disrespect you for who you are. They might just say they like you, but then they might not like you. But I'm being truthful because a lot of people that do YouTube videos, it's tough, and we all want to recognize that. And also about life, you have these dreams and fantasies, and like we're going to be in the next movie with a celebrity. I don't know if I can say that celebrity's name, but it's in a good way. It's in a very good way. Because maybe this celebrity, Billie Eilish, or, Jenna Ortega, are big fans of yours. They're friends. You really are a big fan of their group. And maybe you've never seen their concert, or you've never seen Jenna Ortega Wednesday. But sometimes when we talk about these things, we don't know what to say anymore. That's why I'm being Mr. Cool tonight, because life is what it is. And a lot of people don't understand everyday life. I did a song called Everyday Life, and I did it with a cousin of mine years ago. You know, and family, I love my cousin. I don't mention names because you can mention names and then that gets you in trouble. But family's family. We gotta love our family no matter what we go through. Because we think about life, it's important. I know we get busy in life. We always say we're busy or whatever comes up. But we need to enjoy life. It doesn't matter. Because a lot of people, everything is just, what's going on in this world today. And I don't say anything bad because that's the thing about things. When you do tracks, if it's a YouTube video or if it's, you're telling about somebody or you're talking about something, we got to think when we talk, because when you mention that you're going to a concert tomorrow, everybody's going to know you're going to that concert. But life is, you got to be real about it and realize growing up in life is tough, because friends, family, you may have your differences, you may joke and things are funny, but then seriously, we gotta love one another. I mean, it says in the Bible. That's what I'm bringing up tonight, the Bible. You can talk about the Bible, but then a lot of people will not listen to you. It's not about going to church, because it's important to go to church, yes. Because you got to know that God is always around us. Because I've heard people just don't want to give up. They want to just realize that's the story of life. We might be struggling. Maybe prices are changing. But it's really hard to do podcasts, because truthfully, when you're doing things and you're learning more about technology, hopefully if I don't get any listeners, I'll actually have people listen to this, because it'll be posted, and then eventually I'll post it on YouTube. But as I say life, I truly mean what I'm saying, because it upsets me, because especially on YouTube. YouTube is not easy. All you can do is your best, and that's what it's about. Do your best. But a lot of people don't understand when you do music or you do videos. It's always about, oh, person doesn't like this because of that scene. Person didn't like it because of this. Maybe in life, when you write songs, maybe you got bullied. Maybe you got fun of. Maybe you got taken advantage of in life. But a lot of people that actually write songs, they base a lot of their songs on real stuff that's going on now. Comedians even. There's a lot of people that will talk and everything, and that's a good thing, because, don't give up on the talents in life, because, yeah, we may be an artist, but we might want that in life. And, all my life, growing up, I wanted to get into radio broadcasting. I wanted to work at a radio station, to be a disc jockey. I remember growing up when I actually talked pretended I was a disc jockey at a radio station, but I was doing acting. Because yes, we all want to act. We all want to sing. We can sing a good song right now that, let's give an example. So long together, we can be together forever. It's like dun 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 dun. Birds of a Feather. It's called Birds of Feather by Billie Eilish. And, you know, we're going to sing, we're going to enjoy life. And it's tough because we got to be careful in things we talk about, because even if we're big fans of these artists, like, it's just amazing, because we got to be strong. It doesn't matter in life. Life is real, because we don't see that life is real. We could be best friends with this person and they think, oh, they're never there. They never want to do anything. But then people get busy. We do. But the toughest thing is, even if you have a lot of friends, you really got to understand there's a lot of people that have friends. You could have 500 or more friends. And if you do have 500 or more friends, you might have a job. Maybe you have family, whatever. We all think in life, to end this podcast tonight, let's think about it for a minute. Let's think about this big thing. Love the person that you know. No matter how many mistakes that they do in life, love that person. Maybe they are not a rocket scientist. Maybe they have special needs. They have feelings. We're not perfect. But we need to pray each day. I just can't go on and on about these things, but it's just we got to see every day we go to work, every place we go, we got to look out for us. No matter who we are, if it's family, look after your brothers and sisters. Love one another. God said, it mentioned that we see it. God says to love one another. But a lot of times we don't want to listen. We want to do our thing. We want to tell people about God or the Lord, or preach about Jesus Christ, that He died on the cross and shed His blood for us. Then people will come to you and say, well, this guy is crazy. This guy, is just out there. But, truthfully, it's true. Because no matter what we go through in life, always remember, friends are friends forever. It was a song by Michael W. Smith. And that's why I say these things on my podcast. Because if I mention a person's name, I'm just showing that person I love that person. You love that person. And you care about that person. I wish I could go to a Billie Eilish concert. How many Billie Eilish fans are there out there? And I could talk about Billie Eilish right now and say I'm going to go to her next concert when but am I going to be stopped from going to a concert? No, I'm not. There's a lot of things we want to do in life. Maybe we don't have the money. Maybe we're truly struggling and don't have nothing. All of us in time may not have $1. Look at all the homeless people out there. I was homeless. one time in my life. I'm not ashamed to say I was homeless one time in my life. Think about that. Really think about Mr. Pool's feelings, because talking about from the past to now, this is a serious topic to talk about, because we go through struggles in life. We lose the people we truly love. But it's like family forgets about family. Friends forget about friends. But God loves you no matter what you go through. Even if you don't go to church. Even if you don't pray. Maybe you don't believe in this stuff. What do we believe in? But I'm being honest. Because it's a struggle. Everyday struggle with everyone out there. No matter where you live, think about it. Life is life. Life is even too short. A rapper wrote a song called "Life Is Too Short," but it's about life, because we gotta love. Not just love, but we gotta have hope. We gotta have joy. And I got a gospel track one time, and I don't want to mention my friend's name, but he might get upset if he hears, but I'll call him Brother Randall. But Brother Randall told me, because we would go to, me and my friend, Christian friend, went to places, and we would be like, my name is Mr. Randall, and this, my friend right there, that's Mr. Joseph. We would come up with these fake names. And it was real, because the fake things we were talking about. And another rapper that I know, that I've heard, he has a song called "Fake Friends." I hope that Ice Mees, you're listening. I give you so much credit, because you are very talented. And all my life, truthfully, I wanted to do music. I've written a lot of songs. It's tough. It really is. I don't know how many song titles I have, but I have a lot of song titles. But music is super competitive. We have these dreams, and that's life. We can listen to Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish over and over. If that's our favorite song, we love what we do. Sometimes, when I talked about special needs, it depends on people's special needs. Known to be, if people don't know what that means, it's the same thing, from my opinion, disabilities. But everyone has a disability, even if they don't think they do. It could be a little thing. But let's think about people that we truly love and we care about. No matter if we do things, or we might say, yes, we'll do something, maybe that person's afraid to if you tell them no, that's a thing too. Well, I can't do it. Well, I said yes, but I realize I don't want to do it after all. I just don't feel like it. I tell them at the last minute. It's tough. It really is. No matter what we go through. But that's life. Maybe people forget. Doesn't matter on what their age is. Love that person. If you want to marry someone, if you want to have girlfriend, boyfriend, or whatever, love that person unconditionally. I see Santiago is watching. I love that brother. He's like a brother to me. We've had our ups and downs, I remember the times when we had a lot of disagreements when we first started knowing each other. How many times did we block people? I may have blocked people so many times, but then it's just what we do. We get angry, we do stupid stuff. Doesn't mean we're a stupid person. And to end tonight's podcast, I'm not a dork. I'm not a geek. How many times have you been stepped on in life? Put down? Maybe you were bullied in school. Whatever the situation is in life, if you've ever been picked on, we think of the movie Revenge of the Nerds. This was a good movie. Revenge of the Nerds. We're all nerds. Yes, we are. But when I say that, doesn't matter what your disability is, what your special needs are. When I say we're all nerds, because people look at us like we are nerds. And the word nerds is like that movie, Revenge of the Nerds, if you've ever seen it. Because even if you don't have a disability, you can still be a dork or a nerd or whatever. But a dork, nerd, just put down so much in life. And then we just start thinking, we hear that song at the end of the movie, we are the champions. And when I talk about these things, what I'm saying, we say to ourselves, let's be safe. Because what I just said, people will say, well, we saw that you used a name of something. We're going to get you for that. There used to be a song that I wrote one time in a movie. I seen a movie called The Drive-In. Very old classic movie, if you've never seen it. But this movie was... one of the big songs in that movie was, God will get you for that. Dun, 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 dun. No matter what you're going through, God will get you for that. But I heard that song and I just liked, in the movie Drive-In, it was the name of the movie, that makes you think. Because we can hear the songs and then I can't get no, like, satisfaction. Bringing out songs on my podcast, talking about them. You know, I'm just giving examples of artists we love. And it's tough doing podcasts because you could play a little bit of a song and they say that's theirs, or they think that you're making fun of them. So they want to bash you and make fun of your YouTube channel, or maybe they say that they like you and they stuff. And yes, I did a album. It's funny and it's serious. And the album that I was done, it was called Curtis Gump Methane Music. So Methane Music, Curtis Gump. But truthfully, on this album, of course, you may have ran around with bad people in your life, or whatever you went through in life, but this is a serious thing. Because no matter the bad people you ran around in life, bad people are out there that will take advantage of you, whatever this goes on, because you're a geek, or you're a dork, or you're a spaz. Think about that from the movie Revenge of the Nerds. Because if you've ever been put down and stepped on, you'll think about these words. And it's interesting why I bring this up, because no matter, Santiago, you're watching, no matter who you are, I still love you, my best friend for life. Yes, I do. Abraham is not perfect. We're not perfect. So even if we are dorks, maybe if we are spazzes, or maybe if we are geeks, or whatever they call us, always remember, if somebody calls you Big Bird, Bob, think about this. Big Bird or Bob, just think about a song that I don't really want to sing because I'm going to take a chance. The Beach Boys had a song. Bob, 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 Ran. Bob, 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 Ran. Bob, Ran. Da 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 da. Bob Ran, Bob, Bob, Bob. But I just did the song Bob Ran. I can get in trouble for just doing that, but it's tough because what do you do in this situation? Because you're just being fun. What brings me out to the final moment of this podcast, and yeah, I've said it so many times, because I'm serious in life. I've wanted to do music. I have a job. I get busy a lot. You know. But truthfully, I can tell anybody I want to be in the studio. I've written so many songs, and I just want to get back into it. Misadventures of Curtis Gump, and all that. And yes, no matter, this is the biggest subject we're going to talk about right now. And because this is a serious subject. Curtis Gump YouTube channel. All my things that I bring up, Curtis Gump Productions, and whatever else Curtis Gump is. This upsets me because you might get a lot of people that don't like you because of that name. Curtis Gump. First of all, are we all like to be funny? We do. We like to be funny. Curtis Gump. But seriously, you know, can't we just enjoy life and have fun? A lot of people will put you down because they think you're making fun of Forrest Gump. I have a disability. I just enjoy my life. I love my life. And being single, I don't even want to talk about that. But all my life, I've wanted to get into be a radio disc jockey at a radio station. All my life, I wanted to be an actor and a movie star and so on. All my life being young, writing songs. We have these gifts and talents. Going to church over the years, I remember when I first started writing songs in the church, just, we all have gifts and talents, and let's use them. And don't ever think that whatever your dream is, follow that dream. But please understand, I've seen the movie Forrest Gump several times. And being who I am, having special needs, having a disability, sometimes I feel my disability, I can be like that person in that movie to act. You know, to be an actor and do movies. There could be people out there that don't like the idea. But truthfully, when I've written songs, a song is a song. So what the lyrics in the song are not always true. But one thing it's really we need to listen about is about loving everyone even if we don't want to love that person. Because being who I am, Curtis Gump, that upsets me because maybe there's people out there that think that I'm making fun of the movie Forrest Gump. Never would I make fun of anybody. Never would I make fun of an actor or do all these things. I'm just the person I am. I enjoy life with the disability that I have. I'm not perfect. We all want to be someone out there. And that's why I brought the name up, because people growing up in life, maybe that's your favorite, maybe Billie Eilish is your favorite singer. Maybe the Sesame Street show is your favorite show growing up in life. Maybe Barney was your favorite thing growing up. There's a lot of funny things I'm saying. But Big Bird and all these things, we're being truthful. Let's love the person. Bob is a good guy too, but we all gotta enjoy life no matter what we do, because it seems like it's getting crazier and crazier every year. Love the person. There was an old song called "Love the One You're With." Dun 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 dun. Love the one you're with. And don't ever break that love between you. Even if you don't know this person, or even if you want to tell your friend, what kind of foot massage do you want that person to do? But what I just said, what kind of foot massage do you want that person to do? I don't want to bring up the name because I don't need to. That's disrespect. I don't disrespect nobody. I want to change. And yes, trust me, Curtis Gump, when I first did this first album, I was actually taken advantage of in my life. Where I actually thought most of my life I got taken advantage of by friends and family and many people in the past. Being taken advantage of, it really hurts a person. And they never want to change. They want to never be the same. But truthfully, as I end this podcast right now tonight, I want everybody to know, no matter who you are, or who you are, or whose you are, know that you are the person that you see in the mirror every morning. So when you look in the mirror, this will tell you your lifestyle. When you get up, you just look at yourself in the mirror. And remember that, because songs that I wrote on the first album, growing up in life, I had a tough life because running around the wrong people. I wrote about that stuff in a lot of my songs. I went through tough times in my life with running around the wrong people, running around, I was not a rocket scientist growing up. But this is serious, because you might have that dream in life that you want to be that next Curtis Gump. I mean, you want to be the next celebrity. Why I bring up Forrest Gump, Curtis Gump, is to me not a problem. But we all need to enjoy life, because as I see it, no one's perfect in this life. We gotta love one another. God says to love one another. But the last thing I want to say tonight is, if you write songs, or you've seen a movie. Maybe you saw the movie Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft. Maybe you like Miley Cyrus. Maybe you like, Voltaire, Voltaire by this guy. Whatever your favorite music is, no matter what, you can turn that song up as loud as you want. As long as you love this song and you love yourself, always remember, God always comes first. God is number one. Then your friends are number two. And then family and whatever else goes down. I mean, friends and family are two. And whatever thing else in life that you want to achieve, like jobs, is third most. But most of all, the first important thing is God. We don't see this. Until we meet again, Mr. Cool says, goodbye. I love you all, family and all friends. Can the real Curtis Gump please stand up? Yes, Eminem, I love you, brother. I do. And I don't disrespect any rapper, any singer out there. Continue to do what you love to do. If you're a songwriter, you love Billie Eilish, truthfully, if you've always wanted to be a movie star and you wanted to be in a movie, no matter what movie it is, that is why everybody asks, Curtis Gump, why did you have the name Curtis Gump? Because when I first grew up in life, I told myself, acting, that would be a great thing to do. I can be like this actor that played Forrest Gump. I want to be like that same person. That's why I came up with the title Curtis Gump. Because even family was like, Curtis, he's funny. He's serious. He's just being himself. Curtis Gump, as I see it, is Curtis Gump. I'm not perfect. I'm not a rocket scientist. But I have a heart and soul. And all I ask everybody out there to love everyone and to love yourself. No matter if you want to be Tom Cruise. If Tom Cruise was your favorite movie star, that's your dream to become Tom Cruise like him, go for that dream. If you want to be the next Billie Eilish, or you want to be the next Jenna Ortega, that could be you. You could be up there with them. Taylor Swift. All those people. I love all of you. So listen to what I'm saying. Be yourself. Love the person you are and never think or let people let you down, because you are who you want to be. And this is just the name, Curtis Gump. Maybe there's a Curtis Gump that lives in Los Angeles. Maybe there's a Curtis Gump in San Francisco. But what is it about the name Curtis Gump? It's just a name. A name is a name. Because I'm not saying people judge for what I post on my Curtis Gump YouTube channel. I'm just the person I am. And if people don't like what I post, I'm sorry. But I do my best when I do videos. It's just, always remember that. Because a lot of people might think that the movie Forrest Gump, I made fun of him, but I never did. I just thought this movie was a great movie. I love the movie Forrest Gump. I really, truly do love that movie. And the guys that starred in that movie, I just want you to appreciate that, yes, I loved the acting in that movie. I liked everything. And a lot of us think if we post a picture of something or we post things, doesn't mean that we're going to hurt other people. Because we're not perfect. We make tons of mistakes in life. Forrest Gump was an excellent movie. I heard they were going to make a second one. Hopefully they will come up with a second Forrest Gump movie, because I would love to see the second one if it does come out. So please understand that I enjoy what I do. I'm not perfect, and yes, please accept me for who I am. I love everyone out there, and I just want to be respected for who I am. I love you all. Love family, friends. I will talk to everyone later. Until we meet again, Mr. Cool is out for the night. Bye-bye.